Today we're going to talk about the strategy of using an area model to multiply a decimal times a decimal. So the area model is a strategy that we used when we multiplied whole numbers. So if I want to multiply 2 4/10 times 1 7/10, I want to first make a smart estimate. So I can round 2 4/10 to 2 and 1 7/10 to 2. So that gives me an estimate of 4 to then compare my answer to. So to set up an area model, I'm going to first draw a rectangle and I'm going to divide it into 4 sections, and I'm going to label it 2 4/10 there and 1 7/10 here. Then I'm going to multiply each of my place values to get my partial products. So here I have 2 wholes times 1 whole, and that will give me 2. I'm then going to multiply 1 times 4/10 for this section, and that gives me 4/10. And then 2 wholes times 7/10, which gives me 14/10, which is also 1 4/10. And then here, 4/10 times 7/10, and a tenth times a tenth is 100th. So 4/10 times 7/10 is 28 hundredths. So now I have 4 partial products. And my next step is to then add these 4 partial products together to get my total product. It's very important to keep your place values lined up. So I have 2, 1 4/10, 4/10, and 28 hundredths. It's always a good idea to place zeros in those place values where there is not a digit, just to make sure you're adding everything up correctly. So I'm going to start in my hundredths place, and that will give me 8. 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 2 more is 10. And then 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 more is 4. So I get 4 8 hundredths. And when I compare my actual answer to my estimate, then I can tell that it is reasonable. So 2 4/10 times 1 7/10 will give me 4 8 hundredths. So the area model is one strategy you can use to multiply a decimal times a decimal.